I know many pilots. They all know the Earth is flat. They fly over the speed of sound, 10 feet above the ocean for hours at a time. They don't account for curvature. Everyone knows you have to fly a plane like it's flat. And then the gyroscope also debunks that as curving. When it comes to the southern routes, like, actually, if you look into it, it's easy to debunk the entire argument because people use flight radar, 24/7 flight radar, and then they give you a speed to determine the time it takes to go. And it's normally around 500 miles per hour. That's what's called airspeed. But we actually know that there's something called jet streams. And whenever you catch these jet streams, you can go over 800, 850 miles per hour, if not greater. And this is documented, as in your ground speed would be 800 miles per hour, but your airspeed would still be 500 miles per hour because the plane actually determines airspeed relative to the static pressure around the plane. So it doesn't determine how much ground you're covering. So why does 24/7 flight radar, where everyone builds these straw mans against flat Earth, how come no one accounts for the actual ground speed in the jet streams? It never changes. It always shows 500 miles per hour, but we know for a fact that's not true. So that's a major component of all of this. The planes go faster and slower depending on what direction relative to the jet streams, which are provable. The plane will take 3 hours longer in one direction than the other direction from the same two locations. So that's the primary confusion with the southern flight routes that always gets brought up. It never gets addressed, what I just said, though. So really I want to make this point. Every situation has been this, and this is what the whole flat Earth discussion is. The basic default position is that we have to treat it like the Earth is flat and stationary. For the engineering, the measurements, everything. For sea level, for the planes. Planes have to fly like the Earth is flat and stationary, right? And then they're making emergency landings as if the Earth is flat, right? But coincidentally, actually, all of it's an illusion. And the exact opposite's true, and the Earth is tilted, wobbling, 3 different wobbles, spinning, revolving around the sun. You just can't prove any of it. You can't see the curve. You can't measure the motion. You can't detect it's going around. So if we're actually going to apply logic, well, yeah, of course if the Earth was flat, we would have to fly planes like the Earth was flat, right? So that's why we do that. So if we're going to claim that it's the opposite, we need evidence for it. And we never get any actual evidence. It's just begging the question as if somehow they can shift the burden over to flat earthers when we're the ones that have the evidence. We fly the plane like it's flat. So I think it's hilarious that someone defending the globe would ever bring up a plane because it's terrible for them.